everyone. Hello, we are now in the Now group. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to another It's All About You Facebook Live with a Now member. And today we have Finn with us. I'm going to give Finn a little wave. There we go. And if you have watched even one of these broadcasts, you'll know that it is only for 15 minutes. And it's really literally all about you. That's why I've entitled these broadcasts 100 altogether. And I'm on 79, I think I am today. So I've still got a little while to go, but not that long. And it is to help the members, to help you to be able to show yourself, show up on a screen. And if you aren't familiar with Facebook Lives, if you don't like doing them, it's a great way to come and be here with me, sitting with me. And Facebook Lives are great because it doesn't matter what mess up you make, there's no way you can get out of it. So we're going to go straight over to Finn, and I'm going to ask Finn, who are you and what do you do?
Hi there, Lindsay. I'm Finn Wycherley, and my company is Supersize Media. I've been involved in doing social media training and social media management since 2011. And we've won lots of awards for it, and we do websites. And yeah, that's pretty much my life, except for also having 5 children. And
oh my goodness. Yeah. How on earth do you manage all of that together?
Well, I think having kids makes you really disciplined, I mean, I see single people and they're so indulgent with the way that they manage their time. Whereas when you've got like a lot of time pressures on, like having kids and you're trying to achieve stuff, it's really, really good practice for when you're actually running a business full time. So obviously when I set it up, it was the kids were still kind of youngish and I still had to be there for them a lot. As time, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I think, running a business and being a mom is a really, really good idea, because you've got that flexibility to work the hours that you want around your family. So as the family got older and older, then it allowed me to have more and more time to dedicate to the business. So I had a kind of a nice run in going full time. But now the youngest one is like 17 and the oldest one is 31 or 32, and then I've got 2 grandchildren already. So yeah,
it's lovely being a grandmom, isn't it?
It's amazing. And I've got another one on the way.
Oh, exciting times. So you said you've been in social media and marketing since 2011. Now you must have seen a massive change.
Yeah, so in the early days, it was a kind of free-for-all. I mean, that was before we even had like business pages, and then they were introduced, and then people were still using their friend's page to sell their business stuff. And then eventually we've managed to get to that point now where pretty much everybody understands the difference between a business page and a personal page, thank the Lord. But still, the algorithms have changed massively in that time as well. And people are still using strategies that were relevant in 2015, but are just absolutely not relevant nowadays.
Okay, can you name one?
So the theory of updating regularly, I mean, the idea that all you have to do is update something, anything, on a regular basis. So if you're not doing your business properly, then that means you're not updating like every day or twice a day or something like that. Whereas, in fact, the algorithms don't work like that anymore, because that was based on a time when if you updated something on your newsfeed, then 100% of your fans would actually see it. Now you'd be lucky if you get about 2, 3, 4% of your fans actually seeing that. And generally a lot of those fans tend to be, well-wishers and family and friends and folk that you've said, go to geese all right, please. So it's not a very effective strategy for growing a business at all. It might be good for ticking off the to-do list of life, but it's not good for actually getting your business the visibility and the traction that you need at the lowest possible cost, which we're all after.
Absolutely. And I know that you do a lot on your page, your group, and that will help people to actually know what to do, because there isn't just one thing, is there, to do to get people to engage with you. There is a lot of stuff you have to do.
I think the main thing is, though, that if you take the principle of whatever I'm doing, I need to get exceptional engagement from it, then that will change your mindset entirely away from updating every day to just doing something once or twice a week, maybe, or once a month even, but which people are gagging for, and whenever it's published, it has such a strong reaction that you get the massive engagement, and once you get the massive engagement, then that's when you get the massive reach as well.
Yeah.
And that reflects into the ads budget as well. So if you haven't got a good organic strategy and you take that bad strategy into the ads, you're going to be lambasted, because that they say this ad will reach between 800 and 2,000 and 500. That's basically, if it's a crap ad and you're annoying people in the newsfeed with your garbage, we're going to limit the damage that you're inflicting on the newsfeed by only showing it to 800 people. However, if it's a great ad and people seem to be responding well to it, and you understand your audience really, really well, and they obviously are very excited about what you're saying or what you're doing, then that means you're going to be seen by 2,500 for the exactly same budget. So,
okay. So if we don't know those sort of tactics, then it's good to contact you, because you do know what to do. And it would save not only time, effort, frustration, and money by just come to you saying, Ben, this is what I want, and let you get on with it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's a bit of work, because I mean, there's a lot of investigation that has to go on into that particular audience and what makes them tick. I mean, there's not a kind of copy cut, whatever the word is, copy and paste kind of solution for everybody. So the kind of solution that works well for a hotel will be really different from a coach, will be really different from a lawyer. So you have to really do the research to find out, amongst all the competitors, what kind of content seems to resonate particularly well with this particular audience. So we're not reinventing the wheel. We're working on what works best for this particular type of service or product in this particular sector with this particular audience. And once you can get the audience, once you can win the crowd, as they said in Gladiators, you will win your freedom. It takes quite a bit of work to actually work out the little magic. But once you find the magic, then it's suddenly everything is like easy from then on. It's no more like, oh my God, what am I going to say today type of stuff. You know what I mean?
I know, yeah, and I know what you mean, and I do love the engagement post, but there are only so many you can put up, and people think, oh, not another one, fill the blank, which I'm disputing it, because I will go and fill in the blank usually, but yeah, we need more posts that are helpful, that can really help us, especially our business or our personal life. But you don't just stay with Facebook, do you? You do other social media platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. So my first my entry drug into social media was Twitter, because I was working in journalism and radio at the time. So Twitter was my go-to for everything. And I managed to get to about 26,000 followers on Twitter before I realized, actually, that the algorithms changed, and that the vanity metric of having loads and loads of followers was not where it was at. In fact, it was more hurtful for your brand to have a big audience which was not engaging with your content. And when I say engaging, I don't mean like, that everybody's like writing comments and stuff like that. I mean, just having them stuck in the newsfeed, So if you've got fans and they see your stuff coming up on the newsfeed on their mobile phone, and then they just scroll on back, that counts against you. You know what I mean? So if you can stop them in their scroll, if you can get them to click and watch or just look through a carousel post, that's considered an engagement. You know what I mean? So we're not talking about, they have to take an action, because that's another level of engagement from that.
I like that. That's really, really interesting. And you mentioned carousel, which I know. So very quickly, can you explain what carousel is?
So the carousel posts are basically, rather than having one image with a caption to it, you've got maybe up to 10 on Instagram, and it allows people to kind of skim through maybe some of your products or some of the inspirations that you've had lately, and that's how it goes. And they're beginning to introduce them into the other social media platforms, because I teach all of the platforms, and because I'm affiliated with Facebook and Instagram. They use me as a trainer in Scotland. And so I was originally supposed to be going all around Scotland, training up women in the She Means Business program, to make sure that women who are thinking about going into business or who are wanting to grow their business are using the right tools in Facebook and Instagram. But I've lately started working with Pinterest as well, which is not a platform that I've spent a lot of time on. But it's amazing for some products and services. Absolutely incredible. Because at the moment, everybody is looking for things to do, and Pinterest is where it's a kind of search engine. It's what they call themselves, a visual search engine. So it's where people go for inspiration on what can I do to decorate my home office, what kind of images can I get on the wall. So it's great for, visual artists and makeup and coaches as well. It's just incredible. So I'm going to be launching some new Pinterest training in collaboration with Pinterest as well. Some of the brands particularly the visual ones, like the artists, they're doing phenomenally on Pinterest. So it's one I'm very excited to start really, really doing the due diligence on, and working out what's working best for each client on that one.
Wow. Yes. I mean, I really don't know Pinterest as using it. I mean, I know what it is, of course, but I can see how those who are creative will find Pinterest useful. But for coaches, you're going to have to tell me a little bit more about that. So I shall be looking out to see when you do any training on that. So, Finn, thank you so much for all that information. Really interesting. And there's some tips in there as well of how we can get a little bit more engagement. We can either do it ourselves, or we can go to Finn and work with Finn, which at some point in time I will be doing that, because I just work far too hard for engagement.
That's the thing. You don't want on social media business owners to be spending all their time on social media. It's far better to find a strategy where you're updating one fabulous piece of content a week or a month, but at least, that's it done, and you can schedule it out as well. So then it gets you to focus on the real part of the business, which is, making the money.
Yeah, well, absolutely. That's what it's all about, isn't it? So at the end of these interviews, I always ask a question. It's a different question for everybody. So the question for you today was, what is the craziest, most outrageous thing that you want or have done, or you'd like to do?
Okay, so the craziest thing that I did recently, because my life has been littered with craziness, obviously, with having 5 kids and a Zulu husband, ex-husband. But the latest one was becoming a Tantra Massage therapist, which was completely bonkers. I'm not interested. I don't have any kind of inclinations towards spirituality or being a therapist or anything like that. I don't. It's never been part of my program. But one of my clients, Mel Harris, invited me to come and help out with one of her groups, which was a 4-day massage training. So I wasn't working with her at the time. I was working with her, her master, her guru, the big Samananda International Tantra School. So we were helping with the website and the branding and the setting up the Saturday satsang. That was their big marketing one time a week type of strategy. And then so she dragged me into this 4-day massage thing just so to get to know better about what this thing I was marketing. I was like, oh, fine. How bad could it be? 4 days of massage. And then and then and then I was when I got into it, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. This is weird. This is voodoo. This is all kinds of spiritual and I just was freaked out. I freaked out. I was in the process of leaving the room several times. And then on the Saturday, it got even more intense. And I thought, oh, well, I've come this far. I'll just carry on going through it. And then the effect that it had was so phenomenal. I was shocked beyond belief because all of a sudden I realized how exhausted to the core I had become, and I hadn't even noticed. You know, it's like that frog boiling in the hot water. If it goes slowly enough, you just don't even realize how much pain you're actually in.
Good.
So after this 4-day session, I was just so wiped out with the level of fatigue I had been carrying in my bones for decades with all the traumas that I just literally slept. You know, I worked, I looked after the kids, I slept and I rested, and I slept and I rested for at least 6 to 8 weeks. And then from then I became an
days. Yeah, I mean these 4 days because we're running over our 15 minutes here, and no, it's okay. I know what you mean. I mean, I'm yet to go on Mel's course, and I'm a little bit apprehensive, of course, but I know how powerful it will be. Yes, I mean Finn was just talking about Mel Harris's Tantra course, and Mel's already been on here with us. So yeah, it is. It's going to be an opening of it. And I love what you said about the frog. That is so true. We are all frogs, aren't we, in a pan of warm water.
Yeah, you don't even notice it sometimes.
I love it. That's right. So there we go again for another 100 days interview with a now member. And so thank you so much, Finn. Very interesting. So I'm going to say bye-bye to everybody in the group. And I shall be back here again tomorrow for another It's All About You. So bye, everyone in the Now group. Bye-bye.